So,
I need a delay pedal for my mandolin.
Oh, gosh.
That would be sweet.
No, you don't, dude.
A delay pedal for that mandolin would be awesome.
No, you do not need that one bit. That would be absolutely ridiculous.
Listen. Okay, do you know what I do want to get for my mandolin? I want to get a looper pedal.
Oh gosh, Martin, no.
Yes, looper pedal.
You know,
and then you lay down a little groove, and then you loop that, and then you just play right on top of it. A little right, little more groove on top of that. Then you solo on top of that. You lay down a little tappy tap, get that chop in there, some rhythm, and now you're talking about a work of art, just like that.
You know what?
So good.
I remember a time when I used to have all these instruments and all of these, like amps and pedals, and I used to have this whole setup. I totally remember this. And you know what I use it for now?
I thought you sold it.
You're right. I sold it all.
To buy milk.
Because I was like, I don't ever use half this stuff anymore. You know, all that stuff was good for was selling. It was good to.
It was good. It was good for selling for less than you bought it
drugs. For drugs, yeah.
Man, I said milk earlier, but you switched it to drugs.
I want drugs on you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your two favorite facially blessed individuals. That's right, folks. It's the two bearded preachers aiming to misbehave this wonderful night, and we are so glad that every single one of you could join us. As a matter of fact, for the month of May, 755 downloads. That means 750 listen to us. I don't know, yeah.
Because I personally downloaded it 5 times.
I downloaded it 750 times.
Oh, well then
explains the numbers.
What's going on. That's good. That's good.
Those are rookie numbers, man.
Pump those numbers up.
Working on it.
That's right. Just keep working on it. Just keep working on it. What's important is that you give your best effort, and that's what'll make the difference.
Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of crap.
Forget our original purpose that I had for the podcast starting so many years ago, which was that we would each read a theological article and then discuss it. Forget that. Let's talk about smoking weed.
You had this vision where it was like, you know,
it's a very different show.
You were like, hey,
it turned into something very different.
Let's read a theological article and discuss it.
Yes.
And we did that for like the first 2 episodes.
And then we stopped.
Because I wasn't reading the articles.
No, you were not. But that is kind of funny.
And then I was like, hey, let's do this stupid stuff that makes people laugh. Didn't your wife actually call into the show one time and go, hey, enough with all this smart stuff. Bring the funny.
Yeah, she did. She did call and complain that it was too boring. But I have to say, being boring is my truth. I mean, that's
no, it's not, Martin.
I'm a deeply boring
You're not.
person.
You say that, but the truth is you're not. You're actually extremely funny in your own quirky, boring way.
Right, in my own way that only I find amusing, and sometimes Leia, and sometimes
I find it very amusing. I just want you to know that.
Dude, you want to know what's amusing?
I want to know. I want to know what amusing is actually.
Well, that's when a cow laughs.
See, look at that! You did a funny. Podcast gold.
Right. You want to know what's amusing is the fact that I got thrown with a beautiful Uchimata tonight, and it just crushed me, dude. It hurts. I'm still in pain. I'm in pain.
Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, an Uchimata is a move used by judo experts on younger, unsuspected as not trained as well judo enthusiast. There's a difference between a judo expert and a judo enthusiast.
Okay, well, I'm a judo enthusiast right now. Yes, I'm an enthusiast. Right. I like it. I think it's fun. I've been dying, and I have told some people, man, I want to see that Uchimata, because when you watch competitions, you watch competitions on YouTube and that sort of thing, half the throws that you see are gonna be Uchimata, and they're gonna be devastating. Essentially, what you're doing is you step in and you turn and you extend your leg up in between their legs while you're just sort of turning towards the ground, and you just flip that person and they just fly up in the air and smash down on the ground. I've been telling guys, I need to see that Uchimata when they start doing randori and I'm not in it, and we're all yelling and screaming different stuff. I'm usually saying Uchimata because I want to see that junk. This guy destroyed me.
Was it in randori?
Oh, yeah, it was.
So in randori.
This was my.
So this was not like drills. This was.
No. This
so
was
you didn't know it was coming.
This was legit. I did not know it was coming, and he hit me with it hard, and it was beautiful from the perspective of liking the throw and liking the results and everything, but it was devastating because I'm a middle-aged man that just got thrown with Uchimata by a 20-year-old dude who is at least 10 pounds heavier than me, probably, I don't know, the guy's probably 10% body fat. I'm probably 90% body fat, right? So we got a difference of opinion there. And the dude just drilled me right into the ground.
That's actually a difference of physical appearance, actually.
Well, there is that. But I make up for it with the beard.
The beard is cool. Like, takes off about, 20 pounds, right?
It adds a ton of masculinity anyway to the look. But dude, this guy destroyed me with that throw. He throws me. I don't even know, because I was going for something else. I was trying to throw him at the time. And when I go in for the throw, I'm not defending against anything because I'm aggressive. Mm-hmm. I go in, I'm trying to get like tiny Itoshi or something like that. One of these easier throws that I can actually do and get done. And out of nowhere, I don't even know what happens. I just, bam, hit the ground super hard just out of nowhere. It knocks all of the air out of me. And I just sort of, and I hit on my right side. I hit the ground on my right side, mostly on my hip. And I just roll over onto my back, and I try to start laughing. Yeah. But all the air had been pressed down to me, because that's normally how I react to getting thrown really good, is I'm laughing, and that's my way of showing, oh man, that's fun, and I enjoyed it, and it hurts, but that's cool. Right? That's normally how I respond. I start to laugh, and this is the sound that comes out.
All right. So.
And then the sensei comes over, and he's like, "Are you all right?"
And you didn't say anything because you couldn't breathe.
And I said, and then once I finally had some air into my system, I started laughing, and I was like, dude,
I'm not going to lie. I'm watching this right now. I'm watching the Uchi.
You're watching the Uchimata?
And there's a couple variations of it. I see the weenie Uchimata, where he just kind of goes to the side. Now, question, did you go over his hip, or did you just kind of go to the side?
Based on the way I
You went over his hip.
I'm
watching this one.
I went up. Dude, I went up in the air. I mean, this guy windmilled.
Okay, you got windmilled because, like, this one I'm watching. Like, literally what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain this to you. So, one hand on the collar. One hand, it looks like on the wrist. Okay?
Yeah,
all right?
On the sleeve.
You literally he puts his legs, one leg between the legs of him. It looks like kind of like he kicked you in the balls, but he turned his back on you when he did it. So he turns his back.
Yes, this is
he throws a donkey kick between your legs. And
donkey kick to the crotch,
and literally you fly over his hip, and I can see how is it your right? I can see how your hip hurts because it's literally where you land. You land on your hip.
Yes. You're watching
just so
video.
Everybody knows.
Add the video. Add the link.
Yeah,
to the
I'm watching this. This one is painful looking. Just so everybody knows, anything in the genital region, hip, front hip. Butt will knock the wind out of any man. That's where our lungs are. It's how we breathe. Okay? And
it's all in the hips.
Everything's in the hips for men. Okay? And so you take a man down. Oh gosh. This happened to you, dude?
Yeah.
And so you limped off, didn't you?
No, dude. Once I caught my breath and everything, I stood back up and I went a couple more goes and he threw me a couple more times before I
Not the Uchimata though?
No. In fact, the sensei even said, he was like, don't Uchimata this guy again because he's going to quit or die.
Chances are.
Probably die. Death is very possible.
Some Uchimatas are kind of ugly. I'm looking at some of these Uchimatas. They're really, really ugly. Like, this is a fat guy doing an Uchimata, and he totally missed it, and he threw himself on the floor. Yeah, that's...
Well, that's one of the throws that happened after the Uchimata. He did something to me, and I was terrified, and I fell down. It's like, no, don't do it again.
All right, question. When you got thrown and the wind knocked out of you, were you less aggressive after that?
No, because it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't make that big of a difference. I was trying not to put myself in that same position. Like, I wasn't going for that tiny Atoshi anymore.
Yeah, screw the tiny Atoshi if you're going to get...
Yeah, the time... Well, hey, man, I got this BJJ guy who's really good. A BJJ purple belt with a couple of stripes.
Purple belt?
Right? I got him with a tiny Atoshi.
It's a pretty high belt for BJJ.
So, and he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. Or, I'm sorry, in
judo. I don't know the belt system for judo. I'm learning it for Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Okay, well, the belt system for judo is brown, then black.
Okay, so it's one under.
So, I mean, the guy knows how to fight. So, the fact that I got a tiny on him was surprising. But he wants to fight on the ground anyway, because he's a BJJ guy. So, he doesn't care if I get a throw, because he's not going to let me throw him good enough for the
He's going to pull a guard, and then he's going to go ahead and choke you out.
Oh, dude, he choked me so much tonight, too. That was before I even got to the place where the guy threw me really hard. That was my third randori. We were doing 5 minute intervals. So I was already hurting.
Oh, man.
Because I had already done 10 minutes. And one of the guys that I fought is the purple belt BJJ guy. The other guy that I did standing with is a brown belt who's in the army and is in his 20s, early 20s. The guy's has been doing
is this the guy that's really good looking and everything too?
Yeah, he's beautiful. He's so good looking.
Oh gosh,
he's so.
Don't you hate it when the pretty ones can kick your butt? Like that's always part of like. Listen, if you're pretty, like that would be like the diarrhea icing on the crap cake. Because like, listen, you're good looking, but I know I could kick your butt. But if you're good looking and I can't kick your butt, I've got nothing. What do I do?
There's nothing left.
Wits isn't going to cut it.
You know what I do? I say, check out the beard, baby.
That's true.
Because the beard is still, he might have better facial structure than me, but he doesn't.
He's
have
not
better
facially blessed like you.
He's not. He's not facially blessed.
That's a good point.
But yeah, it is the pretty guy. Logan, you got
Dang, me. Logan. If you're listening to this podcast, I really think you should. You need to call in and tell me about how you kick Martin's butt all the time. Like Martin, you need to get him to call in. Come on, man.
Good for him.
I really want to hear this guy with a perfect bone structure and good looks, and I want to hear his voice to see how if it actually matches. If he sounds, does he sound like what he looks like? Like everything you described to me, I'm thinking Brad Pitt on steroids is what I'm thinking. Okay.
Yeah, he's a little beefier than Brad Pitt.
Beefier than Brad Pitt.
little beefy.
Yeah,
little
but
beefy,
he's got the
stronger.
the strong good looks like him and everything like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
probably does he have blue eyes?
Dude, I don't know. I couldn't say. Maybe.
Yeah, it was really hard for you to look into his eyes when he was kicking you in the groin and throwing you over his hip. I understand.
Now, it's important to know that it is not a nut shot.
Right?
The leg goes in between
Martin.
the throwers, the the Yuki's.
Martin, I'm looking at it right now.
Spread, and the Tori.
I don't know.
Throws the leg up.
I don't know what a Yuki and a Tori is, Martin, but I do know that the dude in the white just got kicked in the nuts by the dude in the blue. He donkey kicks him in the nuts, and then the guy, listen, you donkey kick me in the nuts, I'm going down real fast. I'm dead weight. You donkey kick me right in the pee-pee, and yep, I'm watching this over and over again, and I'm going to tell you right now.
You're just sitting there looking at it like, oh, I wish I could have seen Martin.
I do want to see Martin. Here's the deal. I would love to see you've gotten thrown. We're going to need you to start videotaping all of your matches, okay? First and foremost.
Oh, that would add some
maybe that's something we do for our Patreons, okay?
That's not a bad idea. Right. That's a good that is a good one. Because I can get somebody, I can get my kids to film
and then I'll start filming some stuff of my own too. When I'll tell you what I get to do. Hopefully I get to do soon. So, and I'm gonna need all the Bearded Nation praying, okay? But here's the deal. Let me just explain. So I'm watching this. I'm thinking to myself, I really want to see Martin thrown like this. But at the same time, as I'm watching this, my groin is kind of sore just watching. Like, it hurts my groin watching this guy get donkey kicked in the ding ding. That's not a clean one.
That is not the sensation that you feel, right? You're not getting kicked in the ding ding.
Martin,
right?
There's only one sensation when you get kicked in the ding ding.
That's what I'm saying. Like, when the throw happened, I didn't get up and say, oh, my balls, right? That's not what I said. What I said was my hip. And I said, I can't breathe. That's what I said. I mean, the area is unaffected. Okay? The area is unaffected. It's still good to go.
It was numbed by the initial shock.
Numbed. The shock. So tomorrow, I won't be able to.
You're not gonna be able to breathe all day. You're gonna. May I suggest a bag of frozen peas?
Okay. Oh, okay. All right. That might work. How's your eye doing? Can we change the subject because I'm getting. Well, Leia commented when I got home, and I was like, I was walking in, driving home was tough because I was exhausted and
how far of a drive is it to?
Throw. It's like 15 minutes. It's not far.
It's not bad.
It's 15 minutes. You got to go through the stoplight in town. So, but it's not bad. And the kids were talking to me on the way home, and I'm just thinking to myself, man, I can't even hear you guys. I know they're talking, but I don't even know what they're saying. And I get home, and I walk in the house, and I immediately get myself a glass of water out of the fridge.
By glass of water, you mean a bottle of whiskey.
A bottle of whiskey, yes. No, a glass of water out of the fridge.
Mixed with whiskey.
I'm going to take... Mixed with whiskey, no. Mixed with aspirin.
Oh, okay.
Because it was one of those days where I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
No,
I was thinking, whiskey's nectar of the gods, and then aspirin, nectar of the physicians. I don't know. Yeah, right. Something like that. Okay,
why not? So I get home and I do all that, and then I sit down and I tell Leia about this really good throw that the guy got on me and that it hurt and all that sort of stuff. And then she just looks at me and she says, you know you pay for that, right? And I was like, yeah.
Do you feel a little dumb every time? Like, does she make you feel dumb? Because sometimes Faye would make me feel dumb.
No, she doesn't. I really think that she likes that I'm learning this and that I've got to stress... It's a part of my stress management plan. Like, do you have a stress management plan?
I did.
You did?
I don't have one right now. That's something we'll talk about here in a second. We're gonna need the bearded nation to be praying. I need prayers from the bearded nation.
For stress relief?
Well, I'll let you know what it is in a second. So, but
for the
she likes that you have a stress release, so you don't take her out on the back porch and beat her. Okay, I understand.
Right. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm learning the skills to beat her up real good. So I mean, you gotta.
True, but you take it all out at the class, and then you get beat up by Logan, and so. You're pretty much emasculated by the time you get home anyways, and you don't want to do nothing. You don't want to do anything else but either talk to your best friend or go cry yourself to sleep in your huge pillow.
Well, I did want to talk to my best friend tonight. I did, because I wanted to tell you about this serious throw, because I know you...
I was like worrying about you, Martin. Like, I was like, because we didn't get to talk on Tuesday. I was streaming last night, so I couldn't talk last night. And then I was like messaging you, like, hey, bud, we on? And like, I'm not getting any response. I'm like, he's freaking dead.
That's because I was in class.
You're freaking dead. That's what I thought.
I could have been dead.
You almost died.
Could have been dead. You've done martial arts stuff before, so have you ever been in a scenario where there was some sort of sound that happened in the room that just made everybody stop what they were doing and turn? It was that. It happened, and then both of the black belts who are there, both the senseis, look at me and they're like, "You all right?" Yeah,
that's happened to me many times. Like literally the first week I was training in MMA, doing mixed martial arts. They were like, the guy, like honestly, I probably should have just said, this probably is a bad idea. I don't go to the school anymore. I'll say it right now. I don't go to school anymore. I changed schools and I can't start the next school. My kids are at the next school, the new school, which is an amazing school. Okay. And we're going to give a shout out to my kids' new school, and which will be mine eventually, and I'll explain here in a second why that is. But I probably should have thought, like, the very first week, and I stayed at this other school for 4 years. I probably should have left after that first week when he rolls out like a mat, and it was like one of those mats that was like this thin blue mat that you had at in high or middle school, like for gym.
Yeah.
He brings out this thin blue mat, and underneath this thin blue mat is like this maybe a 1/4 inch thick rubber mat. Not thick at all. All right? Like, you're getting thrown on probably a pretty thick mat, right?
The mats in there are, I think,
like at the new school, it's like a 2-inch mat. At this old school, it was a 1/2 inch rubber mat, okay? And then he takes this 1-inch blue mat, unfolds it, and he says, okay, we're going to practice double, like, throws on here. And so I go ahead, and the guy's like, he goes, okay, are you okay getting thrown? I was like, yeah, man, what's going to happen, you know?
What does that mean? Like,
I don't even know what we're doing here. He goes, well, and he shows, and he does somebody, he picks the person up, picks them up, turns, and dumps them down, okay? And in a match, when you pick somebody up, you go down, you put your head into their gut, your kind of head's like this, kind of facing away. You grab underneath their legs, you pick up, and then you turn, and you're supposed to dump them down and drop your shoulder into their gut while you're going down when you're actually fighting.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yeah, man, let's just do this. Because I'm like, I don't care. I'm like pretty aggressive, and I don't mind pain, you know, and I've been punched in the face quite a bit, and I actually enjoy it, kind of. And so I was like, yeah, man, I'll go.
Like most preachers, you've been punched in the face a lot.
And so I go, yeah, man, you can go ahead and do it. And he goes, and the coach goes, oh, it's really important. You dump them on the blue mat. Don't dump them on the floor here. Dump on the blue mat. And no lie, this guy picks me up on his shoulders, and I'm over 200 pounds. At this point, I'm 230. He picks me up, drops me straight, misses the blue mat by like 1.5 foot, drops me straight on the floor. My back just, all the air goes out of me. Everybody goes, oh! They did that. They did the, oh!
This is my first
week. And I'm like, And I just laid there. And then the coach like, dude, you were supposed to jump him on the blue mat. And the guy's like, my bad. And I was like, just give me a second. I can't. I can't breathe. Just give me a second. And
That's
I go,
what I did tonight. Give me a second.
I'm gonna take 5. You know, it's like one of those that you're like, I think I'm gonna take 5 if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Smoke him if you got him. That's what I'm thinking. You know. I also took a hard like side kick to the ribs while I was sparing one time and heard a pop. Mm-hmm. Yeah, cracked a rib that day. That was fun.
Nice.
I should have moved to the other school then.
You should have done it then. So what is preventing you from going to the other school now? Do they need to start off the brand new guys on once?
No. I had to get cleared. I had to get medically.
For the eyes?
I had to get medically cleared with my eye. So, and honestly, if it was up to me, I'd already be doing it. Mm-hmm. But Faye is like, you have to talk to your doctor before you can start doing it.
That sounds
because my doctor said it's going to be a 3-month recovery till you're fully good. So, because I might get another surgery after that, you know, but I got to wait till that's done. Yeah. So you got to wait 3 months and what are we, a little over a month out, I think? Yeah. And so I'm due for my 1-month checkup next Friday. And honestly, I'm going to go in there like, hey, listen, man, I want to start training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu again. And I need you to tell her I'm good to go.
That it's okay.
Yeah, because she's going to be there with me. I'm hoping she's not going to be in there. And because I'm not going to lie to her. You know, I'm not going to be like, oh, he said it was fine. No, I'm going to be honest with her because we're a family and I love my wife and I don't lie to her. You know, but I really need him to say, yeah, just be careful. I need him to say that. Okay? Like, I don't care if he says no. I don't care if he says be careful. Because honestly, I'm going to be careful. And I'll even look at him and say, hey, man, watch the right eye. Just watch my right eye. That's what I'll say.
Dude, what? There's no eye gouging in Brazilian
There
Jiu-Jitsu.
isn't, but it's pretty.
You might get your face framed a little bit. You might get a gi across the eye here and there. I mean, it might get a little dirty.
Yeah.
Sometimes you fight dirty, especially on the ground. And BJJ's all on the ground.
And
you get a little. You frame the face a little. That face.
So can I put a plea out to the Bearded Nation, like. Bearded Nation, I'd appreciate if you pray that I get cleared next Friday so that the following week I can jump back into it because I am so itching, Martin. Like that's my stress relief. I haven't been able to like punch anything. I haven't been able, and like honestly, I'm just sitting back watching all these people do this and like. Last night I was, because I was talking with Anthony, who's the coach, one of the owner, and one of the coaches. And I was like, man, like you're older and everything like that. Sometimes you can't do certain things. Like, how do you deal with that? Because I'm really having a hard time with this. Like, I really want to get out there and mix up. I really want to have some fun. I really want to learn. Like, honestly, I'm watching everything Jonas and Toby are learning, and I'm freaking jealous, man. I'm freaking jealous. I want to do all the stuff that they're doing because I'm just like, that's me. You know, I'm like, that's me. I want to do this. You know, during the sun, like, dude, I can work out during the day from 11 to 2 right now on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's perfect for me, man.
When Dave started taking judo, and before I had taken it, and I was just sitting in there watching him do it, I was the same way, man. I was just looking at him and I was like, this is cool. These kids are throwing each other on the ground. This is awesome. And look at them putting pressure on each other. They didn't learn the arm bars and stuff like that. Dave started to learn that a little later. But that's what got me excited about because I was watching Dave do it. And I was like, man, that's cool. And then I waited a little bit until I felt okay about it. And then I got into it. And then the same thing happened after I hurt my arm and I had to wait. Because my doctor, I had an arm injury, not an eye injury. And my doctor said, don't do anything stupid. And I said, what about training judo? He said, that would be stupid. Don't do anything that's going to get you back in here. And I said, okay. So I waited, and I waited as long as they said, And then when I went back and they all knew, hey man, take it easy.
Yeah.
Right. And now it's full on, but it took a long time to get there. Right. I mean, it took.
I feel like
it took several months of nothing, and then a couple months of real
like
light.
yours, like dude, your surgery. Like I'm sitting here going to myself, man, torn bicep. Everybody understands that, okay? I feel like a total wuss because I'm like, like here's my instructions, Martin. Okay, let me just say this. So I like to see, and I can see now. Like if I close my left eye, I can read like. On my screen, my computer says dongles. I can see it now. Before, it was all blurry and fuzzy.
That's good.
It's rather clear now, all right? It's not as clear as my left eye, but I think it's just prescription now.
Yeah.
Like, I can actually see better. And I want to see and everything like that, but I kind of feel like a total wuss because I'm like, all right, my instructions are this, Martin. Like, okay, you got to avoid, like, physical contact. Like whatever you do, don't rub your eye. And you can't sleep with ceiling fans on. And I'm like...
Can't sleep with ceiling... Why not?
Well, apparently, whenever we sleep... Like, I think probably part of my issue is I have dry eyes. At least my right eye is very dry. And I'm supposed to be using drops, which I don't use them anywhere near as what I should be using them. I'll probably go do some tonight just because I said it right now.
Just because you said that, yeah.
I go put some drops in there. But he's... Apparently, when you sleep... Your eyes aren't fully closed, and so the fan will dry your eye out even more. And I was like, it's no big deal. I said, ain't no big deal. I sleep with like a face mask on, so like a blackout mask. And he goes, I bet your eyes are still a little bit open underneath that blackout mask. And I go, I don't get the point. Like, when he said that to me, I go, what? But I go, yeah, you're probably right. But what does that have to do with the fan? I forget it. So I can't sleep with the fan on, and I can't rub my eye, and I have to avoid contact, But I'm just like, like you were like, hey, listen, don't do anything. Don't. You just had a surgically repaired arm, okay? Yeah. Don't do judo. And I'm like, hey, you got a surgery repaired eye.
That makes sense.
Don't rub it or be around ceiling fans. I'm like. Whatever, man. Okay. So, to add to my stress, since I don't even have a stress reliever. To add to my stress, last Wednesday, I get this. I'm in a staff meeting, and one of my Alyssa, she does the finances for me. The bookkeeper. She comes in, hands me the mail. She goes, "Hey, what is this?" And I open it up, and it says that I have to apply for a permit with the county by this date. I got this Wednesday at like 5:00. Right. Granted, we don't come into the church till right around that time anyway, so I'm not going to see any mail no matter what time it gets there. And so I see it at 5:00 on Wednesday, 5:30 actually, and it says the following Tuesday. Mind you, Thursday, Friday, it's closed. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. If I don't have this permit taken care of by that day, I get charged $250 a day. Until I get it done.
Yeah. What is
permit is for our water. Okay? So we don't have a water fountain anymore in our church. Okay? Water fountain got knocked off by a teenager. Okay? Our water's horrible, and so we never use it anyways. We go get bottled water, we bring it in. And I just got a water delivery system. All right? So we have a water delivery system. Once a month they drop off water. And so they're like, oh, since you don't have a water fountain and you're not using it to drink and you're not using it to cook or anything like that, you bring in water to do all that, then you don't have to even worry about this. Like, yeah, we're going to switch you over to the county, which will be a lot easier for you to maintain everything and stuff like that. So, and they're a lot more lenient than we are. And I go, oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
I go, sign me up. She goes, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and hit the transfer papers, get that all ready to go. Beginning of the month, I get like a thing saying you've officially been transferred, and I go, cool.
Sweet.
Then last week, I get this letter saying, hey, by the 28th, you better have all this in, or you're getting charged $250 a day. You have to make this permit, do this. And so I'm like looking at it, I'm like, dude, it's really convoluted. It's not really, it's not self-explanatory, you know? And I'm like, and I go to Wayne, and I go, this is what I'm thinking this is telling me to do. And Wayne works for the county, my youth minister, and he goes, yeah, that sounds about right. I think you got a good handle on this and everything. I go, ooh, all right, cool. That's what I'm going to do, all right? I'm going to go ahead and do that. And he goes, yeah, just go in tomorrow and do that. And then and he goes, hey, if you want, I'll meet you there, and I'll go in there with you because I know all of them down there. And I go, awesome, man, thanks so much. So I go ahead, I get up, 7:30, go to the church, and basically had to get a couple things from the church printed up, brought it over there, and I go, hey, how you doing? And one of the forms was like a permit, and one of the forms was a construction permit, okay? And I'm like, I ain't constructing anything. I probably don't have to do this. So I'm thinking. So I take it in there and I go, hey, how you doing? She's like, fine. Hey, listen, I got this yesterday. It's like 8:30 in the morning. I said, I got this yesterday and don't really understand what it's asking me to do. And the lady, and I go, so I'm figuring I just need to turn this into, pay my fee, and we're good to go. And she goes, no. What do you mean you don't understand? It says it right here, sir. She's kind of talking to me like I'm dumb, okay? And I'm like, nice. All right, it's gonna be one of those, all right. I'm even wearing I'm even got a extra button undone, Martin. Okay, to be, you know, like, hey, you know, she's not feeling the vibe. Okay, so I'm not getting any extra special treatment. I'm not getting any extra special treatment. All right, so I'm a little ticked off here.
Well,
and
it's a brave new world.
And so she says, no, listen, you have to fill both these forms out. She goes, and then you need to go ahead and draw a site plan to scale of how your water system is hooked up to your building. All the buildings need to be on here. It needs to be to scale, how far apart everything is. You got to measure that all out. You got to go ahead and put in, you know, where your sewage and your drainage field is, and it's got to be on, you know, it has to all be, you know, on this 8x10 piece of paper to scale. And I go, what? I'm like, I don't know how to do that. I'd never done that before. She goes, it's just a site plan. She's talking to me like, Martin, how many site plans have you ridden up? I look at her and I go, I said, ma'am, I'm a preacher. I went to school to learn how to preach. I didn't learn how to do a site plan. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not a civil engineer.
And she goes, oh. She kind of shrugs. She's like, oh. And she's an older lady, and she like pulls out like an example. She's like, it's like this. And I'm like, can I take that? Can I do that? She goes, yeah, take it. And I go, all right, what else do I need to do? She goes, then you need to do a diagram of how your water goes from your well, all the components that it goes through, and then it goes to your building. So you need to list all the components in between your well and the building and everything that the water flows through. And I'm like, how the crap do you do that? And she's like, it's just a diagram of all the components in your well. I said, ma'am, I'm a preacher. I don't know what you're talking about. She pulls out another piece of paper and she goes, oh, it's like this. And I go, can I keep that too? She goes, yes, take it. And so I take that. And then she's like, she's like, hey, you have to get all the bacterial reports. Do you have like a water person that comes out and checks your water regularly?
No, but periodically you need to check your own water. Like the biggest holdup in buying this house here was the water test. We had to do quarterly checks at the water test. Okay, because it's on the well. Yeah. We do quarterly things on the well, and you gotta check the bacteria and everything. And so I have to go back. Ready? It's 2018. I got to go back 2 years, and I got to get all these together. It took me forever to find 2016. I could find 2015. I could find 2014. I could even find 2008. Could not find 2016 for the life of me. Okay? Nice. So it took me forever to find that. So I had to go get all that. Make copies of everything. All right? Then then she's like, oh, you're also going to have to get your
your company that does all this to do a lead and nitrate test. They need to come out and do that immediately. I said, well, how long is that going to take? And it's like, she goes, well, sometimes they come and do it this way, this way, this way. She goes, but no matter what, she goes, it's going to take 30 days for us to get the testing back. And I go, wait, I got to have all this done in 3 days? In 2 days, because today and tomorrow will be the only days I can do this. I'm not going to be able to get them to come out probably till next week. It's a Memorial Day weekend. She goes, I'll give you an extension. As long as you get the test done, you'll be fine. And they said, like, they'll get it to us whenever they're done. Even if it's 30 days after, we don't care, I'm like, all right, so I get this leniency, she goes, yeah. And then she's like, and then you got to get an inspection done on your pump. And so make sure you have a coated key, like a coated lock on there. Don't put a key lock on there. Coated lock. And I was like, I gotta go get a lock. And then she goes, oh, and then you gotta pay $105. I was like, son of a gun. Yeah. There it is, right there. That's the kicker. You just wanted the freaking money, man. And I had to, like, all day Thursday, I was getting all this together. And so I leave there, and I'm driving back.
Dude, that is a ton of stuff.
And so I'm, like, driving back, and I'm on the phone with Donald. And I'm telling him, like, dude, they're making me. He goes, I'm on my way to the church. We'll look at the pump together and everything like that, and we'll figure out what it all is.
See, Donald can do all that
and
stuff.
he told me what everything was. But he goes, and, like, I'm sitting there, and I'm talking to him on the phone. I'm driving through downtown St. Cloud, and I'm like, I'm just driving, I'm talking, and I look over. And as I look over, like, I'm, like, in mid-sentence. I'm like, yeah, and I got to do this, and I got to do this. And I'm in mid-sentence. I look over, and this lady, a homeless lady, just pukes all over the sidewalk. Listen.
I love a good puke story. I did not think that was where this was going.
She pukes all over the sidewalk. This is just a part. This is my day. This is how you got to know. This is, and I've got no stress reliever. She pukes all over the sidewalk, and as she pukes, I see it all come out of her mouth. She looks up, makes direct eye contact with me, and goes, and you see her, I can't hear her, but I can see her say, oh, God. That's what she said. And I go, ah, ah. And I'm like, Donald, this lady just threw up. I'm going to do it. It's like so bad. It was like the worst. And I just drive back, and I was so disturbed. And
I love that the story is like your frustration, but that it ends. It's really just a puke story. This is all just so we get to the lady puking on the
I'm not
sidewalk.
done. That was a part of it. I'm not done. So then I leave, and I go to Walmart, and I get a freaking lock, and then I go back to the church, and I get find all the records, and I start drawing everything, and I'm trying to figure out how to, and I'm like, I gotta do it this way, and then I had to find how big our building was. I had to pull out the blueprints to get this sucker. So I had to find the blueprints, which I actually found them, and it's actually kind of intriguing. And so I found all that, and then Donald comes back, and we're like going through everything, and I'm like, freehanding it real quick, and then I got to go in and make it look all pretty and everything later on. And he's telling me what everything is, and then we're just guessing on some stuff. I'm like, how far do you think it is from here to the building? He's like, I don't know, like 80 feet. And I said, yeah, sure, why not? So I just went with that, And so anyways, I draw it all up. I draw the diagram. I fill out all the paperwork. I get all the copies of everything. I call, and I get the inspectors to come out, and they came out Tuesday, and really cool guys and everything like that. He came out Tuesday. I get it all done. I get back in the truck. I drive back down, all the way down downtown Kissimmee. I go in there. I have my card out, and I go, here it is. I hand it out. And it's like 12 o'clock. I get it done before lunch, all right? Here it is.
Nice.
And she takes it. She doesn't even look at me, okay? Takes it. She takes it out, and then she's like looking at it, and then she just starts like,
oh, please let her throw up all over your forms.
She just starts marking it up, not like correcting, just like signing it, putting the stamps on it and everything, and I'm all like, and I'm sitting there, I'm waiting, and like, here's the deal. I've never done anything like this before, so I need some validation. I need to be validated on this.
You need a good job.
Hey.
You need this is a nice site plan.
Fantastic job, sir. And I go like this. I go, did a pretty good job, didn't I, eh? And she's like, you did great, thanks. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man. I was like, yeah, great job. Didn't even look at me. Didn't even look at me and validate me. And I was all like,
great job, sir. Thank you for the forms.
she just said everything. It was, that'll be $105. And I was like, or $110. And I go, yeah, we know what this is all about. This is about the money. You know?
Yep.
And then she's like, okay.
It's about the safety of
She
the
don't give a
people.
crap about that.
Making sure that they
She
drink
tells me
good,
they're going to
clean
come
water.
and see it soon. And I said, okay, fine. I don't care.
I think that your site plan should be the the artwork for this episode.
Maybe it will.
It would be pretty.
I was thinking, like, I was so mad. I was trying to figure out how, like, I can, like, within the site plan or the diagram. You know how, like, you have hidden pictures within stuff? I was...
Yeah. How can you not put a
Yeah, I was
winger
thinking
in
about
here?
trying to, like, hide the word suck it in the site plan, you know?
Yeah.
And,
like all those
yeah,
Disney
like the
stuff.
Disney stuff.
And there's weird stuff in there.
Wait, is this a 2-inch main or is this a... Oh my gosh, what is that?
It's a winger.
So she signs off and everything. She takes my payment. I get in the truck. I leave. I'm driving back, and I drive by the same spot where I saw the lady throw up. And no lie, the vomit is still there. And I start gagging again.
Everybody
I'll do
else
it right
is
now.
a stain, but you know exactly what it is. You know it's all that lady's
gross.
puke. Ugh.
I felt like I could smell it from inside the truck. My windows were rolled up, but I felt like I could taste it and smell it.
Yeah. Your smell then graduated to taste. Ugh. You know that smells bad when it graduates to taste.
It is very bad. So... How would you like to participate in the Two Bearded Preachers podcast? Well, let me tell you how you can do that. One, you can go ahead and send us an email at twobeardedpreachers@gmail.com, or you can go ahead and give us a call at 951-47-BEARD. That's 951-472-3273. Leave a message, and if you do that, we'll actually play your voice, your message on the podcast. And don't forget to go ahead and give us a 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform. That will really help the show grow, and we would appreciate it greatly. Thanks so much. See you next week.
Yeah.
I thought you'd enjoy that.
Dude, I laughed so hard, I hurt my side.
Does your hip hurt?
Not as bad as my side now.
Now it's your side and your hip. Is it all on the same side?
No, it's
And
this
your other
side,
hip hurts?
this hip. Oh, yeah. Dude, that story's so great. I love a good puke.
I knew you would love that, dude. I knew you'd love it. I did that just for you. I mean, I don't think I didn't
Awesome.
intend for
Thank
the
you.
lady to puke. I didn't make her puke or anything.
You didn't make her puke, but when you saw it, you were like, Martin.
You
needs
did.
to
I
hear
didn't
this.
say that. Those are the exact words I said.